Scott Kaplan, 1620 94.5 WTAW.
We visit with the mayors on Wednesday, and Bobby Gutierrez here this morning from the city of Bryan. How are you today, Mayor?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. It's budget time for the city, and I know that's College Station's doing the exact same thing. Tell me kind of how we're going with that process.
Well, I think we've been going through the process for the last actually month or so. We've been looking at all the different things, where we can save, where we can cut, what we can do, what we can't do. I guess last night I had left the meeting early for another meeting they had to be at, but they approved we're not going to lower it, we're not going to raise it. We're going to keep our tax rate the same. There's too much uncertainty right now in the State House. We have the legislation, SB 9 is up there, Senate Bill 9, that wants to lower the no new revenue rate. And if they do that, that's, people just have to decide. Cities do two things. I've said this a million times, safety and services, 80+%, 85% more goes to fire and police. So if they want to lower that tax rate, they need to figure out how we're going to lower that thing. And the first thing we have to cut would be our public safety, because that's the majority of our budget. So we just have to be very cognizant of what we do. We watch every penny we spend, and hopefully we're doing a good job.
The story we had today in College Station saying that when you're dealing with money from the state, you have to be really careful, knowing they could cut that spigot off at any time.
At any time. We send all our money over there, then they send it back to us. So we collect it, they send it. It would be really good if the state would just let us regulate ourselves. We run a very tight ship at the city of Bryan. I know for sure. I know College Station does a good job as well. But, there's some big cities across the state that don't do the same job that we do, and they want to make sure they protect them. But we're the guys who we have to take the fall for some of the guys who don't do a good job. Everybody, they judge us by the quality of life. People don't look at public safety. They don't look at the services. They look at quality of life. And I wish we could just say, okay, here's a magic wand and we can get everything done, because that's the way, the mayors and the councils are judged by what good stuff we can bring. There's just not enough money to do that. And that's on the taxpayer. And,
of course, they're supposed to be in session right now. They're not. We're dancing with that dance.
Exactly.
But kind of share with us what you and Representative Dyson talk about the Austin situation.
We've talked several times. He was with us with Chamber of Commerce this last week, and want to thank him. He got a day off, because everybody else took off. So he got the day off. And he took his day off and came and visited with us at Legislative Affairs to the Chamber of Commerce. We talked about SB 9. We talked about how just let us self-rule ourselves. And then we talked about water. We talked about, there's several different issues that are coming up right now, but he's doing a phenomenal, for the freshman in there for his first year, he has done a phenomenal job. My hat's off to him for one, but he's just what a great representative. We have a really good somebody up there that understands what's going on, hit the ground running, and is at the side of, figuring things out and getting things done.
Bobby Gutierrez, the mayor of Bryan, with us. And one of the things he has attached his name to, and I hope will happen in the next regular session, and that's property taxes. That's something that he wants to at least give some fighting chance to some cities to be able to do what they can to help out, and on every level. With that in mind, I don't know if you necessarily have any numbers to back this up, but it would appear that the number of protests on property tax evaluation, both commercial and residential, is up. And so for that reason, the amount of money that probably will be removed from your tax base, property tax base, might be going down. Do you have any indication of what that looks like in the city of Bryan?
We haven't looked. We talked with Catherine, our CFO, and those numbers are still coming in right now as well. But it's a big thing. Property tax. There's two sources of revenue: sales tax and property tax. And this year, our sales tax did not outdo our ad valorem tax, which was last year. So, everybody's tightening their belt. Everybody's doing the stuff they're doing. The cities are doing the same thing as well. But when we're doing that, and we see the property values that are not going up, that's money that's not coming into the city as well. So, everybody's tightening.
Sure. Well, and that's where the rubber meets the road, though. When they go to the appraisal district and they say, hey, this is just a crazy number, and they appeal, and that number gets taken down, then that's fewer dollars for you. But that also shows, I think, a level of frustration with homeowners that the evaluations have gone so high, and where does this all end? We end up with a vicious cycle.
Yeah, you're right. I do the same thing. I go in, and I'm sure you do as well, Scott. You take in, you say, okay, well, then buy this.
Why this?
Why? Yeah. If it's worth that much, why don't you just buy it from me?
Yeah.
But it is one of those things that continually goes up. We we say this a million times. People are coming to the state of Texas because we're a good state. It's a good place to live. It's a good place to be. We don't have to deal with some of the things that the rest of the world, the rest of the country deal with. And so they want to be here. They want to be able to support a family. They want to be able to raise a family and have the quality of life that we have here. And then have this, just the ability to see the American dream. Because of that, because of those things that we have done so well for so many years, we have this influx and our property values are going up because there's a lot of competition.
Yep, there is. I'd like to find out where we are with the mold situation at the fire station that you got offline.
We're still working through all that stuff there. I know we've got them in some temporary housing, and it is it just goes back to the same thing. It's an older fire station. It's been there for a while. I think the mitigation has gone through. They're trying to remember the name of the company that we're working with right now, but we'll get all through that stuff. Those guys deserve a good place to be. They deserve a safe place to be in a safe environment, which every one of our employees is the same way.
Any way that we can know when they're going to be back home?
That's a good question. I will find out and tell you in 2 weeks.
Okay, all right.
That?
Let's see how that goes. Well, what else you got for us today?
Well, we have our first anniversary of Marina White Night that this Friday. For anything that's for A&M, we'll have Kona Ice there. There'll be people taking pictures. It's a really good time for the community to come in and show the support and just kind of surround ourselves around what Texas A&M, the system, university, agencies, and departments, and all the different things that have whether you work there, whether you teach there, whatever that is. We welcome you into downtown, and we welcome everybody to come in and do the same thing. We are one community. We have the city's arts and culture grant application deadline is August the 18th. There's a bunch of career opportunities right now with the city of Bryan. We're like everybody else. We're looking for employees, and everybody is jockeying for the good people. We're there. We have good careers. We have good jobs. We have good benefits there at the city. There's a whole lot of stuff. Bryan Aquatic Center, the Senior Splash Bash tomorrow Thursday from 6 to 9. That's for from ages 55 and plus. We have Aggie football game is August the 30th. Shout out to our free shuttle. We have a free shuttle that goes from downtown Bryan into there. It's the only shuttle right now that's operating, other than some really small shuttles in different parking lots. We encourage people not only to start in downtown, but to end in downtown as well. We have a lot of businesses that are going to be opening up and doing different things there. So we encourage them to, after the game, whatever time the game is going to be, catch your dinner, wait for the traffic to go down, and just enjoy the stuff that we have put together in downtown Bryan. But got a lot of stuff happening in Bryan.
Now, and finally, you did have to leave the city council meeting last night. You and the city manager left, and you went to a meeting. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, we had Army Futures Command. We've built a really good relationship over the last couple of years with Army Futures Command. General Rainey, General Brown, General Gibb. We have a contingency coming in. Last year we had the HMI conference, Human Machine Integration, and we have a testing ground at Rellis. So at Rellis now. Last year we started out with 300 people we hosted. We were supposed to be 300 people. It ended up being 1,000 people from across the world that were here to show their goods and to do their stuff for what's going to be the next generation of how do we keep our soldiers safe.
All right.
And what's going to happen for the next thing. So this is where, kind of the rubber hits the road out there. This year they've changed it up a little bit more. They're going to bring in the 40 top people who already have gone into the proven. Now how do they deploy their technologies? And what we're trying to do, obviously, is we want that technology to be not only proven here, but we want them to be manufactured here. So our job as the city is to go, hey, you got great stuff. You have this, ready customer right here at the U.S. Army Futures Command and all these things. Now, how do we help you manufacture those things to bring in this high-paying jobs to do the stuff? We're, I like to say that we're a few steps ahead of most people in that part of it. We have a great community here. We honor our, the people who serve, the veterans who have been there, and they see that. No, but they don't really see what we have across the country. But those 1,000 people recognize that last year we closed down basically the city of Bryan, downtown Bryan, and we honored them over there. We gave them all the stuff. We toured them around. We showed them the businesses, opened their arms to them, and it's a special place in their heart right now for City of Bryan.
Who are you competing against?
We compete against every city in the country. So there is with every economic development deal that we do, we're competing against everybody. And there's people who have, one of the things I've said for the last 20 years that I've been involved in this, and I do this because I love the economic development portion of my job, is we never had a, half a cent or a quarter cent tax that goes into economic development funds. So we're dealing with Odessa, Midland, Odessa, that has $50 million war chest. So they can tell this company, hey, come over here because we can give you free land, we can give you free everything, we can help you build your facility, we can put you here, we just want your jobs. We can't do that. So with here, we can say, look, we can incentivize a little bit of your electricity, maybe we can give you some tax abatements. It's very, very different. And they'll look and say, well, we really want to be in Bryan, but Midland Odessa is going to give us $30 million to build our facility. It's a challenge. I mean, it's truly a challenge. And people are going to go because the guys who are making those decisions are in New York, they're in Washington, they're in wherever they're at. They go, they're not leaving. They're going to stay there. They're going to send groups, and they're going to go, well, we're going to go. We literally going to go to Bryan College Station. But, Waco gave us a really good deal, and Midland Odessa gave us a really good deal. And you know what? Del Rio, Texas gave us a really good deal. Let's go to Del Rio because we don't have to go, but we're going to send people down there.
Sure.
And they might lose people, but they're going to get people as well. But they've also, to the bottom line, just put in $25 or $35 million, whatever that incentive was, straight to the bottom line of their company. So that's where we're going. And then we lose. So we know we're attractive. We know that, we have a few things that hopefully are going to happen anytime soon. And once that happens, that triggers a whole lot of other stuff and makes us even more attractive.
All right. We'll be waiting for good news. Thanks for the time this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep. Bobby Gutierrez, he's the mayor of Bryan.
Howdy, Patrick Kenning here with your Gilmore Electric